Can you guys hear me?
We
Yeah,
can hear you,
You're
Ronzi.
on.
All right, thank you.
They win.
Takes a minute.
I know.
Slow internet.
Did you see I got a $25 gift card because I did my CEUs? Yes. FYI, get your CEUs, you get your gift cards. You get money.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Okay, now I can go. Go.
Sorry.
Good morning, everyone. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Grace County Commission, November 10th, 2025. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Can everybody please rise for the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Oh my God.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll do a roll call here. Zorn
Here.
by Zoom, Edlin,
Here,
Averill is absent, Lauren
Here.
and Tramby's here. So next thing is approval of the agenda. We have to add one thing to the approval. Kelly wants to talk about a travel request, yeah, and we'll put her on. So I need to add that to the agenda if I can do that. I need a motion on that.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of traveling
Travel, yeah.
for the recorder clerk of court.
Okay,
I second it.
Second. go ahead.
Perfect. Nope, perfect.
So motion by Edlin for first, second by Ellison. I know, any discussion? Any discussion? One last time, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign.
Aye.
Vote. Motion carried. Okay, public comment. Do we have anybody here to say anything yet? We always, it's one of the things they put in here, the last legislature session that opened up to somebody comes in and talks to us, so. Nobody's here, we'll just move on then for that, so. Okay, approval of October 20th and 27th meeting minutes. I need approval of that. You guys want to look at that real quick if you want to do that? Any changes or additions to it or corrections?
I make a motion to approve the October 20th and the October 27th meeting minutes and dispense with the reading.
Okay, motion by Edlin to do that. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Second by Lauren or Ellison. In discussion, one last time, in discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Same sign.
I,
Motion carried. Okay, bills. Guys, wanna look at the bills for us, please. There's quite a few in there, I see. Anything stands out?
Vanguard got taken care of.
Okay, they did, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
A check got sent to the wrong address, so then.
Oh, I heard
we-
about that. yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
so then we got that one stopped and we
Okay.
sent out a new one,
Okay.
including the credit from City of
Okay.
Cooperstown, so that a new one will get sent out. Let me rephrase that after this.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the expenses.
Bills. A motion by Edlin to approve the bills. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Zorn. Any discussion? Any discussion? One last time, any discussion? Okay, this will be a voice vote because it's by money, so. Zorn,
I,
Edlin,
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
and Charlie votes aye. Motion carried. Okay. Going right along. Monthly office reports. I see it's in the package here. Gotta take a peek at it, see what you guys think. I didn't see any other place in it, so.
excuse me.
Just a typical stuff. We have a motion to approve the monthly office reports.
You don't need to make a motion to approve them.
I don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
They're just for review.
just review. Okay, we'll move on then. We have, Garrison Diversion Conservation District. We have Scott Melring,
Both Mary,
Mary. So you want to take a seat for us, please?
Kiko, our district engineer.
Oh,
He's gonna
whatever.
volunteer me.
Okay, have a seat at the end there, please, on that one.
Kip Kovar, I'm the district engineer for Garrison Diversion. Scott Maring, and we have Vance Miller with Black and Veatch also, and Lori Olson, as you know, with Black and Veatch also. Do I have to like turn anything on or am I
You're
good?
You should be okay there.
Am I good?
It picks everything up pretty good.
Okay,
That's
so
too much.
part of this is just for your information. I think we have roughly 25 miles of pipe in the ground in Foster County. Currently, right now, we are advertising for the next set of contracts coming up. So we're advertising 3 contracts.
I saw that in the.
Did you see it? Okay, well, that's good. So there's 6B, 6C, and 7A. And all engineering words, but whatever. That's what we're labeling them.
Took up almost a page.
Did it? Well,
Wow.
okay, all right. We're gonna open bids next week. And that construction, as far as physical address, would start roughly a mile or 2 west of Highway 20. And then the very last part of the contract 3 would end up on 112th Avenue, which is about a mile or 2 east of Highway 1. That's kind of the gap that we're going to be going out for bids on. So we'll open bids next week. We'll probably award those contracts in December. But what that means for Griggs County is potentially you could have construction starting this winter.
Oh, really?
Yep. It's up to the contractor. Some of those contractors like to deliver aggregate during the winter, saves on the roads.
Correct.
Yep. So I don't know who's gonna win the bid and what they're gonna do. After we open the bids and we kind of have a game plan, we'll start sending out letters to townships, county, and all the landowners, kind of letting them know what to expect, how long we're gonna be around, what decisions we need to be made. So all that stuff will be happening this winter.
Oh, how many? You got 25 miles so far, correct?
Roughly. yeah,
Roughly.
Yep.
So what's a good season? How many miles in a year you get done usually?
For one,
Last year we got 11.4 and this year we're gonna be a little better than that, maybe around 12.
Okay.
total.
2 years.
So so we have 3 contracts out for bid. We're giving them 2 seasons to construct and then another half a season for kind of restoration cleanup type work.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
I'm just-
It stopped me anytime. Maybe just pivoting to Griggs County, we have submitted the utility permit crossings with your group. I have copies here in front of me, but I think you guys have those. I think there's 3 county roads. And Scott, have we gotten approval on any of these?
Well, I talked to Wayne about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm not real sure where we're at, I guess.
So I don't know if there's any action there. You guys have we've talked about these same crossings and you guys have been okay, but I don't want to get ahead of.
Yeah, do we?
Yourselves.
Got them there right in front of you?
Yep.
They're not in our packet, are they by chance? No.
No, we submitted these earlier.
You have them there, Wayne? Okay. On that one, so,
So I don't know, it says
yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
my signature on them, but. You have 3 different crossings.
Yep.
Highway 3 would be south of Sutton. And Highway 9, which is the road that goes past Revere,
Okay.
and there's a crossing on Highway 22, I think, where you angle across. You're on north of 22 and then you come across the corner, it looks like.
Where, let's see,
the southwest quarter of section 7 of, and northwest quarter of section 18 in Helena Township.
That'd be this one, Scott.
Yeah,
Yep, those would be your 3 county roads that we've submitted permits for, open cut roads.
When do you want these signed? What's your timeline on this?
Well, we'd like them signed, earlier than later,
Correct.
especially if you're gonna change a rule
Correct.
and it would change construction for some reason and cost. I would want to know that sooner than later.
Okay.
That would be the only reason.
Sure.
I just don't want to be surprised.
No, that's fine. Right. On that one, so, okay.
I think you wanted to wait a little bit,
Yeah, we're,
sign it.
yeah, we're going to look at, can we look these over? You know?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And perhaps Jamie help me on this?
It's kind of disappointing that we get stuff and expect to make an action on it right away and not get a chance to look at it. I just received a petition for the section line 2 on Thursday from their attorney.
Okay,
And it doesn't.
We brought that up a year ago.
Yeah, but we didn't have the petition until I got it Thursday. So I guess it's not a very comfortable feeling only giving us a couple days to make a decision on something that changes the direction of the county. So it would be much appreciated to get it and get some time to look at the stuff.
Yeah, you have time on the section line.
Yeah.
Again, we asked a year ago,
yeah. I know.
kind of on and off. We didn't know the rules.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do a little research on this. You follow me on this,
Mhm.
so.
Yep.
On that one, yeah, like you said, I'm, at the last minute, this isn't at the last minute, but you follow what I'm saying,
Yes.
so. Anyway, so you guys start. So you're thinking maybe you'll continue through the winter, you're not sure, that's the bottom line.
Right. We could start early as February?
Yeah, mid-January
Okay,
to February.
Depending on snow, depending on the contractor. Yep. And yeah, so we have the haul roads laid out. We would like to add to that, the Sutton Highway for the first 4 miles.
okay,
And then what we would do is if any of that's ruined, we would just give you a mill and an overlay.
okay. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, it's what. Sometime I like to, look at this project sometime. Right now you're into James River right now, correct?
Yeah, we
Or-
completed the tunnel
You
already.
did get the boring.
Yep, we're done with that. Yep.
Okay. Oh. But yeah, on that one.
On the Sutton Road, were you gonna open cut that or bore it?
Open cut.
That's kind of a bad deal because we're gonna end up with a bump there regardless. Unless we can get like a 2-3 year guarantee on the smoothness.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
Anytime you change aggregates, you're gonna have a differential of settlement or bump in the winter time when it freezes. So, I mean, it happens.
We will open cut that per DOT specs, which would be approximately.
Yeah, but they always leave a bump every time they do it, so if you do it the same way, we're not gonna have the same quality of road that we had before you came.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. What Vance is getting to is in Foster County, when they put a culvert in, they cut 10 feet of the highway and they put
Drop it
gravel
in.
back in there and it all heaves and stuff. I know.
That's all I'm saying.
The DOT at least makes you open a very longer distance. And then they want you to put back native material so that it swells at the same rate as the old.
It never does.
I know, but I'm just trying to give you as much positive reinforcement as I can on that. And then if it settles, it's just like the rest of the pipeline across anybody else's property. It's on Garrison Diversion to fix that. That does
Right.
not fall on you. That falls on us.
So you said you might use the Sutton Highway as a haul road
We'd like to.
and you may mill and overlay it if there's damage to it. When does that damage get determined? You use it now in 2025 and 2026 and 3 years down the road, that road starts breaking up. Can we come, are you guys willing to fix it in 3 years when it starts showing the damage from that trucking.
I would really suggest we just mill and overlay it.
Okay.
But typically what we do is we video camera everything, make videos of everything, but you're exactly right. 5 years from now, those cracks get a little bit bigger and then you're mad at Garrison diversion. So I would,
Right, that's what happened to that road. It was fixed and milled and overlaid, I don't know, 10 years ago now. But that's what happened to that road during the wet years. Bush Elevator had a bunch of truck traffic on it
Oh.
and it made it miserable for the locals.
yep.
How do we get a guarantee from Garrison Diversion then to maintain our, if something goes wrong with the cut there, how do we get them included into a guarantee that it'll be fixed right?
I'm hoping with your permits that you can put that into your permit process on these road crossings. And then on the mill and overlay, we
Yeah, well, I understand
you
that.
could just add that.
Yep.
Say Garrison diversion, if you want to use the Sutton Highway as a haul road, you'll be responsible for a mill and overlay after the work is done.
Okay, that's what I was concerned about.
You bet. Yeah, let's make sure we paper everything up so that everybody's clear.
Since I wasn't here a year ago, did you use eminent domain for your easements, or did you get them from the farmers or pay by them, or? what was
The
deal?
process started and then they were settled.
With,
So it never had to go to the court.
what you've settled with all the landowners?
Yep, I think there's two left. And those are just have other reasons involved.
Well, I wasn't here at the time, so I was just curious.
Yeah, so sorry, I covered a lot of ground there.
No, that's.
No, that's fine.
And we can come back again next month if you have more questions, or if you just want to be repeat customers and us to come back.
So I have Paul here from the mayor of Rupert's here. How much, and I've been hearing this, you keep saying how busy you're gonna be for the city next summer, correct?
The contracts in Foster County definitely have made an impact to Carrington.
Okay,
I don't know where the contractors now they're starting to get closer to Cooperstown. I can't tell you if they're gonna start reaching out and want to live in and around this community and work, or they're gonna still want to be close to Carrington. It's up to them.
okay.
But yes, definitely people start calling about houses for sure.
Okay, that's what I've been hearing, you guys told us last time on that one, so.
Yeah, you can't really find a house in Carrington right now to rent
Well,
or
it's
an
not-
apartment.
Not a great here either, right, Paul? Yeah. Kind of a premium,
And then if you're looking out years, so what we talked about is these 3 contracts will go for 2 construction seasons plus another half a year of restoration. So that takes us out to what, 28? There'll be one more contract in Griggs County. There's another about 7 miles that'll take us to the Cheyenne River.
I'm only a mile from that where it goes in the river, you know that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I'm in the valley there. Just
Okay,
down-
well, we gotta make sure we're
Just
on
down the
our
road from me, I'm just
best
telling you
behavior.
that, so, yeah.
So we'll have one more contract that'll have one contractor in town through 30,
29.
yeah, 29, 30, somewhere in there. It'll be a smaller contract, but if you're trying to look forward
That's
in the
what-
future, that's, and then after that, then we skip over to most likely Wells County and start
Going
heading,
back that direction.
going west
Yeah.
from Carrington. Yep,
Okay. How many, is it 125 miles total? Is that what it is?
125,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. And
As long as the legislature keeps
I'm gonna say that,
funding the project.
right, Don?
That's right.
On that one, because is it like 1B behind it, $1 billion project, correct?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so. Anyway. Anybody else? Rod, do you have any questions?
No, he answered. I just had a couple calls from people in town wanting to know when they were coming and how long they were gonna be there, and looking for where these people are gonna stay and what kind of a swell will we see within Griggs County of the town. So no, you guys have answered that.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, for him, on that one? So, well, thanks, Scott, for coming. We appreciate you guys coming over.
Did you talk a little bit about that section line closure and all?
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot on the section
So
line
I
closer. We can
think
come
when I look
back.
at it, There's one section of code, I think that we need 50, whether the notice is dispensed of or not. I think that it needs to be filed with the auditor 15 days before there's action done on it.
Okay.
So I talked to Sam on Thursday, she hadn't gotten it yet, it was sent to me. So I suppose in following procedure, I suppose it needs to be filed by your attorney with the auditor's office.
Okay.
I did speak with 2 township members, the 3rd township member I did speak with is Tom Bailey, whose brother signed the petition. It appeared that they're probably all right with it, they weren't able to come today, they wanted to be able to come. And they didn't really have a whole lot of time to think about it either, because I called them Friday. One last thing is probably talking to BNSF, I don't know if BNSF accesses the tracks through that section line or not. So that's something to consider too,
There's a slew between
the tracks and
the
section.
tracks and, yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems like the stars are aligned kind of on this.
Okay,
So,
And I guess, if I can get in here, I guess Kip, I'm here.
Yeah, I didn't know you were on, Colin. So this is Colin Pullman with Vogel Law Firm. He
okay,
helps Garrison Diversion out with a lot of legal
Okay.
matters there.
And I guess I apologize. I thought that this petition had been submitted. I guess I've had this on my calendar for a month. We've been on the agenda for a month. And so I guess there's a miscommunication, and I apologize. I'm happy to come back in a month, but I think that since both landowners have signed on, notice has been dispensed with. 100% of the landowners have been on board with this. And like Kip said, there's a slew in the middle of it. So we can certainly come back. I'm happy to do so if it's up to Jamie, I guess, on the process. But I think that we should be all square.
well, I'm sorry, and I'm just reading through the section of code again, that's between 2 counties that needs to be filed 15 days in advance. I don't know. I think that we should at least have until next meeting to do something.
we could call a special meeting, I
I
suppose.
don't
too.
think
We
a
have to.
special meeting's needed, but I think
Okay.
if we have until next meeting.
Sure.
Like I said, I didn't get a chance I didn't get it until Thursday, and I don't think Sam had gotten it yet at all. She said, I'd asked her for it after Colin told me, I don't think she.
It is not needed today.
Okay,
Cause our next meeting's we meet every 2 weeks.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
twice a month, we should try to.
Not needed.
So why don't we just table it till the next meeting there, and then we can get it all, when you have some time to look at it, we get squared away, guys. Yeah, work with you guys. Jamie,
Right.
that work?
and that's good, yeah, and I
Okay.
think that being transparent, that's what I preach all the time. I think if we at least give people a chance to make comments on it, I think that's the right thing to do.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave it at that for right now then, so.
Okay, so we'll come back.
Yep.
Talk about section line, and then
We'll look at these over and. get
let
these
me know
filed.
what you want for permits. Yep, because those we would like to wrap up
Yep,
also.
no problem.
It'd be nice if we could wrap those up before the first of the.
Correct. Yeah, I see your point, so.
Bet.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nice, we like the update. That's really nice for us, so. Okay,
Thanks.
you bet. Thank you. So next up is
Yeah.
Mr. Don
Thank you,
Vick-
guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah. Next is North Dakota Representative Don Vigasa.
Just a minute. Jamie,
Yeah,
you got my concerns about the road there to get that included in the,
Yeah, I mean, I think would be a Dwayne's concern and an
Yeah.
engineer's concern that I'm not really a fan of not mooring under our highways that taxpayers pay money for, but the state's letting them do this, letting them do open cuts too, which I can't believe.
well,
But
If we-
it's a lot cheaper, correct? Open
if
cut.
we have to go to another agency in order to get it fixed, I didn't really like that. That's what they said the procedure was.
Yeah, I'll try to get it something drafted so we get some help with that.
Okay,
Okay. Thanks, Lauren.
yeah,
With that.
just,
Mr. Vigasa,
Good morning.
Representative Vigasa.
Call me Don, please.
Okay. Or Chairman?
You can call me chairman. I am a chairman.
That's
Yes.
right.
So before though, I would like to offer a suggestion with regard to this
Go ahead.
Red River Valley Water Supply Project. And maybe you've already done this, but if I was you, I would visit with David Utke and Alan Skansen from Foster,
Correct.
because they between this project and that derailment that they had by Borjalac, they had the derailment here a year and a half ago. They have learned a lot about contracts and permits with road use and heavy hauling and things like that. And they've learned a lot.
Okay.
They were kind of the guinea pigs on this whole water supply project because, it's been in their county. So I think they would have some suggestions for you.
And actually, I ran into the North Dakota Association of Counties last week.
Yep.
And I talked to him a little about this, and we're gonna have to get together sometime.
Yep, because they've visited with us legislators about some of the issues that they've run into on this. And it is primarily with road stuff, open cut versus boring and this sort of thing. So I think they would be willing to offer a lot of suggestions as to how you could make your process here a little smoother than what they had. So,
Thank you very much, Don, for that.
yeah.
Appreciate that.
And
Yep,
they're
thank
great
you.
guys to work with. I mean, I've known those guys for a long time.
Mhm.
And then a couple other things just
Okay.
before I start about state stuff is, were you able to, this Verizon issue? You reached out to me, I reached out to our chief information technology officer. And then I started getting emails from Verizon and I thought, well, wait a minute, I better send this over to Scott because really it's your deal between you and them, but
Yeah, we finally got we have a letter here written, and we didn't know where to send it to because we didn't have with Verizon, you get the ring around the rosy.
right.
And who do you talk to? And then Don finally found a government agency person who's supposed to talk to us.
Right.
So we have a letter here finally that we can send email to this person to get
Okay.
you sent.
Yep.
So that's the letter we need to get. We'll probably
Okay.
get it today or tomorrow, whatever, so.
Yep, because I now have, and you have, because
I
I
have the same
forwarded
thing.
all to you,
Correct.
who the government
Contact.
contact is with Verizon. And it seemed like they were really interested to find out the issues that you're having between you and the medical center
Yeah.
and EMS, because certainly we got to have our Verizon service be top shelf when it comes to emergency situations. So hopefully that will help you get the ball started. And Corey Mock, who is the Chief Information Technology Officer, who, he was a committee member of mine. He was a former legislator
Okay.
in Grand Forks. And he's now heading up the IT department and he's also wanting to make sure that we get it right here. So.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and this is kind of sort of related to our county business, and that's the rural healthcare transformation funding that's coming to to the state. It's a minimum of $500 million over 5 years. And this was in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And it's called Rural Healthcare Transformation Funding. And so the state's going to get $100 million for 5 consecutive years. That's $500 million is for sure coming to North Dakota. And so I'm on the committee along with, and Steph probably has been in on some of these listening sessions and things that Human Services has had. So the application's been submitted now to the feds, but we're also going to get more than that because the 500 million is the minimum. And then based on how the states score, there'll be another 500 million that's going to be dispersed. So a total of $1 billion is potential for each state. But we won't get the full amount because we're going to score and compete with other states for that extra 500 million. So I'm guessing it'll be $140 to $160 million every year for 5 years is coming to the state for rural healthcare transformation.
So what is the parameters for that? I mean, what is it going to be used for exactly? For example, take our hospital in town. What's you follow?
They could use it, and I'm assuming it's the same with you, Steph. I mean, you can use it for equipment, for information technology enhancements, remodeling. You can't do new construction, but you can do remodel.
Right.
But it's going to give our rural healthcare entities the opportunity to really enhance their services.
Okay.
And there'll be a application process. These funds will come in certain pillars. Some will be for workforce, some will be for equipment, some, different types of,
Different.
yeah. And then, applications will be accepted from all the entities in the state to apply for this funding. So I'm hoping that, and I know that all of our rural healthcare facilities here in our county and in the region have been really in tune with what's happening. So I'm really thankful that they're engaged. I know
That
Nikki
includes
here's,
Sanford?
what's that?
Well, that includes like Sanford, the big one.
It will include them. I stressed, and I think a lot of our other rural legislators stressed that, when you're sitting in DC, all of North Dakota looks rural. When you're in North Dakota, the 4 big cities don't seem to be rural. So I made a point that the emphasis should be going, that money should be going to our small communities. Because the big ones, they have the wherewithal and the ability to add their own enhancements if they so choose. And then the other thing is, we know that Sanford and Altru, they have clinics and facilities in South Dakota and Minnesota too. So if they do get funding, and I'm assuming they'll get some, make sure that that money doesn't get funneled to entities or facilities that are out of state. So we're going to be watching that like a hawk. We had 3 days of meetings in October to kind of give some additional suggestions to Human Services about what they should be using the money for. And then in December, we'll meet again and review the application to find out how it was submitted. And then we're supposed to receive the award by the end of this year. So it's a quick turnaround.
It is,
And then we'll have to have a special session in January or early February to appropriate the money. So we'll know how much we're going to get, but we have to go through the process of actually appropriating the money to the Department of Health and Human Services, and then they'll start the grant application.
Can they fight you, or does your opinion weighed? Never mind.
Well, the people that chaired this committee were the Senate Appropriations Chairman and the House Appropriations Chairman. So that would be me. So, we will have a lot of influence on where the money goes. Yeah, yeah. And Brad Beckedahl is from Williston, but he's a small town guy at heart too. So I think we'll be fine.
Is it, the take I get of this bill is it was supposed to be going toward the smaller rural places, correct? Is that the idea of the whole bill?
Yes,
That's the whole idea of it.
yes.
Yeah.
But like I said, DC thinks all of North Dakota is rural, and really Fargo is considered small
Yeah,
in the whole scheme of things and nationwide, but not small to us, of course.
no, anyway, but
So there's a couple things outside of what I was supposed to talk about,
that's good.
but I'm just trying to give you
That's
current stuff.
because be full disclosure, I'm also on the hospital board.
I know you are, and Nikki's on the board of the Hospital Association.
Am I also on a board job? Oh,
I'm on the Long-Term Care Association board.
Yep. And how about the Rough Rider Network? Are long-term care facilities in that?
Mhm.
So we also have that, and I know so for all of you, that's kind of a network of smaller healthcare facilities around the state that banded together to kind of raise their voice for rural healthcare. And I know that they were instrumental in putting together the application. So that was good for us. Well, the 2025 session, that's kind of what you wanted to,
yeah.
at least,
Yeah.
how much time do I?
Well, a lot of it is the, we're looking at mostly at Wayne's here is the road infrastructure.
Yep,
stuff. That's
yep,
what we're really
yep.
after.
Yeah, I'll give you just a quick overview here. So it was a really busy session, and as Scott alluded to, I chaired the House Appropriations Committee again this time. We had, I think it was the second highest number of bills ever introduced during a session. We had 1,089 bills and resolutions introduced. And this was my 11th session. And I always think, how can we have every 2 years 1,000 bills are we soon going to have it figured out?
Yeah.
But anyway, As far as actual legislation, bills were 1,020, 597 were passed.
That's 50%.
Yeah. 597 were passed. Just a little bit about the state budget. We finished, our budget was, general fund budget ended up at 6.24 billion. 6.24 billion was our general fund budget, and our overall budget, including all the federal funds that we get and special funds. And special funds are like Game and Fish collects this, taxes and license and fees like that. That's called special funds.
Okay.
So all in, all funds coming into the state were just over 20 billion. And you're all very familiar with the cap that the state
Yeah.
put on all the political subdivisions. During the debate, a lot of times the conversation came up, well, if you're going to cap the political subdivision, shouldn't we also abide by that same type of a cap? Well, we did very well in that regard. Our general fund appropriations went up 2% over last time. And overall, all in, it was 3.1%. And of course, we don't really have a lot of control over what the Fed send us. So our overall budget all in was 3.1% increase over last time. And our general fund, that's our tax collections, was only a 2% raise. So I was quite pleased that we came in. That's the smallest amount of increase we've had for quite a while. When we started the session, this was what gave Senator Beckedahl and myself some angst, well, quite a bit of angst, was when all the bills had been introduced that had money in them, we were $8.5 billion upside down.
Wow.
That's how many great ideas there were out there. So we not only had to get rid of $8.5 billion worth of spending requests and still come out with a positive ending fund balance. So we had a lot of work to do. In the first half of the session in the House, we had 24 agency bills that we had to work on, their funding, and 72 policy bills that had money in them. So we had 96 bills that we had to deal with in the House Appropriations Committee in the first half of the session. So you see, there was a lot of ideas for spending money that we just had to say no to. And I told my colleagues and my caucus members early on, when I told them that we were $8.5 billion overspent with all the stuff that they had given us, that, you guys have a lot of great ideas here. I'm sorry. There's so $8.5, $9 billion of them aren't going to be able to be done. So, and you guys run into that too with the counties now and cities. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can look for great ideas and how to improve your services, but at some point you just have to say no sometimes. And that's what we had to do at the state level. So the biggest one, of course, the biggest bill that came forward that affected you guys was, of course, the House Bill 1176, which put a 3% cap on all political subdivisions as far as spending goes, and then gives a primary residence credit of $1,600 to all those people that own primary residences. And of course, that's gonna, in lower population, rural cities, that's gonna wipe out a lot of property tax for people. Because there's a lot of people that live in inexpensive homes in our small communities that don't pay $1,600 in property tax. And so theirs is going to get zeroed out. We spent all of this funding for this program came out of legacy fund earnings. So we didn't use any general tax dollars to pay for this. So no money that you have paid in to the state went out to pay off these property tax bills. It all came off of legacy fund earnings, which is oil revenues that that come into the legacy fund.
How much is in that fund now?
It's a little over 12 billion.
It is.
Is that permanent or is that a 1 year scheduled like a 1 year deal or?
Oh,
how's that?
for
For
this,
that residential tax?
it'll be for 2 years. Yep, it's so for a biennium.
Okay,
Yep.
just,
And we used 473 million. It's gonna cost 473 million to do that. But it's all from legacy fund earnings.
but it'd have to be renewed after 2 years.
Yep.
I'm just curious.
And so we got a lot of conversation about, okay, you're only helping primary residents. How about ag land? How about commercial properties? Well, as the legacy, this is just my speculation. As that legacy fund continues to grow, it's gonna spin off more and more. It's amazing how much interest we earn off of that fund. I mean, when you look forward, and I've seen the projections of how this thing grows, I mean, it's gonna spin off billions of dollars in interest. We can do a lot with that. The ending fund estimate at the end of this biennium now that we're in, the balance will be 14 billion. Okay, so we're earning around 5% on that money. Okay, so 14 billion, 5% is 700 million. That's a year. So in 2 years, in a biennium, that's $1.4 billion worth of interest.
Yeah.
This time we only spent 473 on property tax relief. What if you have 1.4 billion you can spend on property tax relief?
So what you're thinking is maybe they're gonna look at commercial and ag. land.
I think they will start chipping away at everybody's property taxes. And I mean, when you see the projections of this fund, when it hits like a $30 billion balance, you're talking between $3 and $4 billion worth of interest. It's amazing what this is going to do for our state and what it's going to pay for.
We're very fortunate.
So we have told people that are kind of disappointed that we didn't do more. I say, just be patient. Over time, this is going to continue to spin off all of this money. And it's going to do some wonderful things with regard to property tax, school funding, all these types of things. So it's exciting.
So I do have one question.
Yeah.
That's just brought up. Jamie can maybe help in this too. The farmsteads exemption stuff.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit, what's going down the pipe here?
Well, I read it in your minutes that, that they have to be assessed.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either till I read it in the Courier.
So my concern with that is that the big jurisdictions are gonna see the tax money that they're missing out on. And it's gonna be brought up at the legislature next year, hey, the next session, hey, there's so many millions of dollars of the property in every county that's not being taxed. It's not fair to everybody else, let's tax it, this is what the revenue. So it's pretty concerning for a farm community that's
Yep.
coming.
Well, it's concerning for us too, because we're seeing an erosion of representation in the legislature for rural America, rural North Dakota.
And that's gonna be the problem, is that
Yes.
the rural counties or the rural representation isn't there, and it's gonna be Bismarck and the Fargo and the
Minot.
Grand Forks.
Yeah, I have a perfect analogy or comparison there is that, so Senator Wanzik and Representative Hedlund and I, we represent 5 counties.
Big district.
So 5 counties, there's 3 representatives. Cass County, just Cass, has 33 representatives. So you see, this is disparity now, and then you add in Grand Forks and Minot and Bismarck, Mandan, you can see that the rural voice is being diminished because of the population shift. And there's really no way around it. It's just that us rural guys we gotta really be noisy about that. So, yeah, that's a concern, Jamie. It's been a concern of mine all along because of the population shift.
It always has been, but the concern is even bigger and all that.
It's getting worse.
That money, I mean, they're gonna see what that value is that's
Yep.
not being taxed, and they're
Yep.
gonna, I mean, that's gonna be thrown in everyone's face at the next session.
Yep. But, and you've seen out of the, if you read the Fargo Forum, Fargo had a heck of a time getting down to that 3% cap.
So did Grand Forks.
And I was really happy to see it. I didn't hear, in my 5 counties, I didn't hear one complaint from any of those 5 counties about working with that cap.
There are gonna be some counties that are in trouble because they've gone into reserves. So.
Right. Yeah.
In a year or two, there are gonna be some counties that are.
Yep.
Are going to be without money.
So there is also, one of the interim committees that we have set up is a tax relief and reform advisory committee. And that's to study this whole idea that we put forth. What kind of adjustments do we need to make going forward? And I'm on that committee too. Because, you put out legislation and you work really hard at it, but you don't really know how it's going to work until you get it into the practical. How did it work for 2 years type thing? So I'm glad I'm on that committee, and there undoubtedly will be tweaks, to get it better. So looking forward to that. We've had just one meeting. We haven't heard from the political subdivisions yet. Last time we just kind of went over what it does, and we'll start hearing feedback now. I'm sure Jamie on that. A couple of fun things before we go into transportation. How many like to go 80 on the interstate now? How many still go 75?
I was 75.
I didn't vote. I've never voted against the speed limit increase, and I didn't vote on this one, but I drive 80.
It is nice. If you think about it, you go 80 miles an hour in 2 hours, you're going 160 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, you drive 80 and people are still passing you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, oh.
How many have ordered their black license plates? I was a co-sponsor of that bill.
you're it. huh?
I like it because it's gonna match my vehicle better.
Exactly.
Yeah, wait.
So, I'd seen all the Minnesota and Iowa plates that were black, and I thought, black vehicles, white vehicles, dark gray vehicles, those black plates are gonna look awesome on there, so.
What is it? What was the reason behind it all? Just you're curious.
Cosmetics,
That's it.
purely cosmetics,
Yep.
but law enforcement loves it.
You buy them?
Because you can see better.
They're 25 extra a year.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's just black and those white letters stand out so clear. So law enforcement likes them. And in the first month, there was like 12,000 issued. They're just going over like gangbusters. And it's extra revenue for the state, which will help Wayne and his roads.
There you go.
One other issue that was really hot and heavy was funding of private schools.
Yes.
Using state dollars to fund private school tuitions. That really rankled the rural legislators, because we don't have private schools in Cooperstown. We support public schools, and that had a lot of traction this time. The Shanleys, the St. Mary's,
Bishop Ryan.
Bishop Ryan.
Bishop Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, that had a lot of traction, and I just philosophically is against taking state dollars and sending it to private schools where people have made a choice to send their kids to private schools and pay tuition. So
You're right.
that's a battle that's going to continue, but none of those moved forward.
I've actually spoken with some people that had their kids went to Oak Grove.
Yep.
And I don't think Oak Grove I don't really think some of those private schools even care to get that money because they can do what they want.
And that's just exactly right, Jimmy, because if they start taking state money, then they got to go by the state rules. Because they don't have to take special ed kids.
Oh, really?
The public school has to.
Oh.
So if they're going to start taking state money, then they're going to have to start going by the state rules too. And some of them, like Jamie says, they don't want that. They want their autonomy. So that's going to keep coming up. The Game and Fish Department did increase fishing and hunting licenses a little bit. We're still lower than everybody around us, but their reserve fund was getting down to a level where they were getting a little concerned. They can have $15 million in a reserve fund, and it was getting down to that level, so they bumped them a little bit. We have the cell phone ban in our schools now? What are you hearing about that?
I was up at the school the other day and, I drive bus, you know, for the
Yep.
activity bus and stuff and, talked to secretaries and stuff. And they seem to be working pretty good, they think.
Yeah.
They're pretty happy with it. So, yeah.
Well, I
I
think,
got one thing on the hunting issue though.
oh, yeah.
And I don't know how much you hear out in Bismarck or whatever, but seems like Fish and Game still loves having all the coyotes and wolves and everything to eat the deer. I mean, and when you look at, there were just at church yesterday, they were talking about, I forget which unit it is up there around Devil's Lake. They only issued 6 licenses to the public
Really?
out of that whole district. And if at home now for 3 days, I haven't heard a gunshot.
I haven't either.
So I don't know. You don't see deer around, you know, not like we used to when we had deer. So I don't know how long we're supposed to put up with the wild or the wolves and coyotes and whatnot to continue here.
Yeah.
They're getting so bad, you know, at times they even take the calves, so.
Yeah.
But they seem to be bound and determined that we got, even up there around the Cheyenne River, I see cougars now, you know, coming and eating the deer up there. That one pile had 8 deer in it. So
Yeah.
I don't know what their
Well, you know,
issue is, but-
you would think they would be aware of all those things. I mean, we have a good department.
Well,
But
I
they-
didn't mean
but-
that,
Yeah,
but
but they have really lessened the licenses because
Yeah,
the
well,
deer aren't
It
there.
was only 42,000 issued this year. That's
Yep.
42 in the whole state, 42 grand.
Yep.
And then, of course, you know, landowner gets gratis first choice. And there's some places that they just got the gratis out and that was it. There's no extra. That's what happened up there.
Yeah.
Gratis got their license and that was left over.
then there was only 6 left.
Yep, exactly.
After the gratis, but I just, you know, when you just don't see anywhere. And when there's no hunters out, if I don't hear anything around my place or Jesse Lake area, then there aren't many deer running around.
Well, it's just like for me where I'm at in the Cheyenne River Valley, I didn't see one hunter, which is almost unheard of where I was at, you know, on the Fishing River Road, you know.
I haven't seen any
I mean, I didn't hear no gunshots, no nothing. So it's like kind of spooky actually.
Yeah, it's
this
different.
time of the year.
Different.
for
Usually
season.
it's a World War III, you know,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
But
anyway.
I just thought I'd let you
Yep.
know my concern.
Oh, yeah.
I'll,
Well, you know, the one I've heard mostly about now from out-of-state residents is on the waterfowl hunting.
Oh,
Because they changed the policy there. You have to hunt, you can hunt your 14 days, but you can only do 7 in a unit.
oh,
So you have to move to a different unit to do the other 7.
I didn't know that.
Now, it's amazing how many out-of-state people have bought homes in North Dakota so they can come and hunt for 2 weeks. In fact, I met a fellow here in Cooperstown that bought a home right on 45, right over here. And he's from South Carolina. And they love to hunt up here. So he bought a home and is thinking about retiring here.
You tell them what kind of winters we got?
He knows the kind of weather, but he might go back to South Carolina in the winter. Who knows? But anyway, so he was very disappointed, but luckily for him, Cooperstown is right on the line between the north and south units, 3 and 4 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't.
So you can live in Cooper and hunt north at 200 for 7 days, and you can go south at 200 for 7 days. So that he lucked out.
Huh.
But I heard from someone in Wisconsin and someone in, I think, Mississippi that have homes in Stutzman County. So that is got to be worked out with the state yet. I think they need to maybe do some.
How do they prove what's side they're in for 7 days?
catch them.
Take their word?
Yep. You
Their,
put
their
a,
license is only good. I mean, it's only good.
yeah, you'd have to catch it.
So if they get caught over
Yeah.
another.
But how do you prove they hunted them 7 days? They could have hunted 3 and then not hunted for 2 days.
Put a chip in them. Track 'em.
I was just curious. I don't know.
The out of state license is only good for
7 days in a row.
calendar
Okay.
days, so.
Okay.
So
I guess
they can hunt 7 calendar days in one unit and 7 calendar
Okay.
days in another unit.
Okay.
So if they get caught in another unit,
Yeah.
their license shows where they're.
I mean,
supposed to be.
there's a lot of people that come up to shoot these ducks.
Oh, you bet.
A lot.
There is a lot.
Mud ducks.
Yeah, well,
Couple more things here. I know you guys have other things to discuss, so, with all of the things we talked about with the budget, we funded 3 major projects with cash. So we did not bond for anything. We don't like to borrow money at the state. We did bond for the FM diversion project. You know, that was a 3+ billion.
a B.
Yeah, so we did bond for some of that, but these projects, a new state hospital, 300 million. It's going up just west of the current facility. You can see it from the interstate when you drive there. 155 million for the Highway 85 4-laning project. Lauren was probably familiar with that, but 4-lane, they're bound and determined to have 4-lane all the way from Williston to Gulf of Mexico.
So automatic trucks.
Well, yeah. So anyway, we're doing probably the most dangerous section on Highway 85. There's been a lot of deaths on this road. It's through the roughest part of the Badlands, south of Watford City.
I've been that road. I know what you're talking about.
And so we paid cash for that, 155 million. And then we also did $90 million for 3 airport projects in the state. And those, of course, have matching federal dollars. But those 3 major infrastructure projects we paid cash for, didn't do any borrowing or bonding.
What 3 airports?
Fargo, Grand Forks, and Dickinson. Yeah, runway in Grand Forks, new terminal in Dickinson, and Fargo was might have been part of that, but their terminal expansion too. You know, they're expanding their terminal quite significantly. So then let's talk transportation at the end. And that was a battle this time. For one thing, you know, going back in history, transportation, the funding for, and Lauren will know this, and Wayne too, the DOT never used general funds. All the funds that went to funding our transportation infrastructure was from motor vehicle license fees, gas tax, federal money, no general funds. It was all special funds. Well, as we know, the cost of transportation has, infrastructure has gone way up. So in 23, the last session before this past one, we dedicated 50% of the motor vehicle excise tax towards DOT. So that's the tax collected on vehicle sales. Never had done that before. So this time, the Senate wanted to take all of that, and that's about $350 million. The Senate wanted to take all of that and put it towards DOT. The House objected. We wanted to keep it at 50, and we proposed a gas tax increase of 3 cents. We are lower than all of our states around as far as gas tax goes. So we proposed a 3 cent increase, which I think would have raised, I better not quote the money, but tens of millions of dollars. And the thing we liked about the gas tax is that we're getting money from out-of-state people too. They're using our roads.
Correct.
I think it's about 40% of our gas tax comes from out-of-state residents driving past through our state. Why not take money from them instead of just from our citizens to fund our infrastructure? Because they're using the roads. And the Senate wanted nothing to do with that, because that would be considered a tax increase. And we don't like to increase our taxes, but we think it was the fairest because we're taxing the people that are using our roads. Well, it got to be a real battle. And the Senate wanted to put just an incredible amount of money towards townships. And we know townships need funding, and we've done a lot of good with that from Prairie Dog and other things. And so that that transportation funding bill really came down to just about the last day. It was a battle, and we finally got the Senate to come to their senses. Of course, I'll say that. But it was a compromise, but we mostly got our direction on the, but the biggest change probably for counties and townships was that Prairie Dog went down in funding, but flexible funding went up so that you could apply. There's more grant dollars available for counties and townships. So overall, it went up pretty significantly. So counties went up by 26 million over last biennium. Prairie Dog, though, went down from 100 million to 72.5 million. And cities, Prairie Dog went from 115 million down to 80 million. So, and townships went down, you know, about half too. But the philosophy behind putting more in grants and flex funding was so that the money could be directed more to where there's actual needs. You know, there are townships out there that don't need any money. They're flush with cash, and we keep sending them, you know, 10, 15, $20 million, and it just piles up. So the philosophy was, let's cut back on Prairie Dog a little bit so everybody still gets a nice amount of money, but let's put more money in grants and flexible funding where, so that the money could be directed where the needs are greatest. Now, Wayne, I wanted to ask you, were you properly notified from DOT about all of that? I mean, you know,
Notified by, Jenny Deinsman,
okay,
from the Association of Counties.
okay. When did that come out? When did they tell you about all
Yeah,
this?
Sent this out June 30th.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
There, previous to this, there was an estimate of what it was gonna be,
Okay,
and then after, found out, she sent the clarification of the update.
okay,
So the biggest problem I see is the competitiveness and the legacy
Yep.
earnings funds. Townships, the little townships aren't gonna have a chance. And then they say, well, we'll just put it back in the pail again. There's other ones that have better applications and stuff, they're gonna get picked before these other ones that keep,
Yep.
even with Griggs County. I mean, we were lucky, very lucky to get that for the Hannaford Road project.
okay, so was that through, that was flex, okay,
Yeah.
flex funding, okay.
This is Paul Bjornson, he is our engineer from KLJ.
Okay. Hey, Paul.
So it's gonna depend upon who's got the better grant writer. Flexible funds,
To some degree, that's true.
you know, it's.
Yep. Yeah, you know, and I co-sponsored the original Prairie Dog bill, so it's near and dear to my heart because I was one of the sponsors of that. So it was kind of a compromise in the end to reduce the Prairie Dog a bit from 115 million down to 80 million, you know, for counties and townships. But I could also see the fact there are townships out there that have had, you know, severe flooding or other issues that where they need more than just what Prairie Dog can give. So-
With the bigger trucks and, better farming practices and stuff, there's more grain moving on these township roads too. that They need to have some.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it.
You don't see a tandem anymore, it's all semis.
Our wear and tear on our county and township roads is like never before because of the increase. So all in all, again, county's got 26 million more, city's got 5.5 million more, townships got 4 million more, and transit got 3 million more in the whole scheme of things. Combination of what you normally get through your distribution, the flex grants, and whatever formulas come out of the flexible fund, the Prairie Dog, all those things. So, I mean, it's $1.5 billion total for transportation.
A lot of money.
Yep.
But you know, roads infrastructure is critical to the state because we're rural.
And then in closing, I'll just show you a couple charts here. They're kind of fun. This chart's real easy to follow. We call this the map of the world. And on this chart, you can follow every dollar that the state brings in and where it goes. You just have to follow the arrows. This is a really nice chart. This shows the allocation of the oil and gas tax revenues.
Okay.
And this is where Prairie Dog lies in here. Yeah. So this, and if you want to make copies of this, you sure could.
Sure.
This shows where the oil money goes. You know, we are so fortunate to take in close to $10 billion in taxes from oil and gas revenues. You know, Minnesota doesn't have that, South Dakota doesn't have that, but we have it. But this is where right here, see, there's money that goes to the general fund, then there's the social services fund, you know, pays for the county social service, 250 million. And then some more to the general fund, and here's the disaster relief fund, then here's Prairie Dog, paying some money into the retirement system. And so this is a great chart. If you want to make copies of this, you sure could. But we're very fortunate. North Dakota's in great shape financially. We're projecting to end this current biennium with a balance of about 250 million is our balance at the end of the biennium. So things are good in North Dakota. Now, our oil and gas revenues are going to be down because the price of oil's down.
What is your figures? What do you use for barrel for this last you said?
That's a good question. For this current session, we're projecting $59 a barrel for the first year and 57 for the second year. The trouble is North Dakota, if you look at WTI price, you know, that's right around 60 right now. But there's a discount for North Dakota because of transportation costs. So usually our oil price is discounted by $5 to $7 a barrel. So if it's showing 60 WTI, we're probably getting 55 or 53. So right now we're running just a little behind on the price, but we're running a little ahead on our projections of extraction. So we are estimating like 1.15 million barrels a day. That's a lot of oil every day. It's about 1.1 million barrels every day out of our ground.
Okay.
And so right now, so far through, July, 4 months or so we're a little bit ahead on oil revenues. But we're anticipating about $1.4 billion less in oil revenue than we got last biennium.
Yeah.
Because of the oil price. So that's why we had to tighten our belt a little bit at the state level, because we can't necessarily count on
That.
Yeah, 1.4 billion less is what we forecasted.
What's the long term for oil extraction? Is it going to still keep the same, or is it going to slowly decrease? What have you been hearing?
The biggest thing with that is that we have to get rid of the natural gas, because the natural gas is a byproduct of the oil extraction. And if we can't, because we can only flare a certain small percentage of the oil. And so if we don't meet that threshold and we're producing too much natural gas and we have to flare more, then we have to reduce our oil production to stay under that cap of flaring. So there's a big push to try to find homes for the natural gas, and there will be a pipeline built now from the west all the way to the east. That was another big thing we did. And that'll allow people all along the way to be able to use natural gas. And then we can keep our oil production up. I think our oil production is going to stay up for many years.
Okay.
Many, many years. Yeah. They keep saying there's billions of barrels of oil that hasn't been tapped yet. So we're just in great shape in North Dakota. Boy, that was quite a tirade, wasn't it, that I gave you there? We could have gone on and on and on, but that was,
That's what I want.
that's about as much as I,
That's really good. That's why we have you here and then we figure we get a good synopsis of what's going on.
yeah.
And we'll probably have you come back, at least one more time in next, year. probably.
Yeah, maybe, when we're a little further into the biennium to see how we're doing on our projections and, because we get those updates. I chair the budget section, which is made up of all the appropriators and leadership. We meet quarterly and we get updates all along through the year. So, the next time we meet, we'll meet in December and then March and then June. So maybe after the June meeting would be a good time.
That'd be a good time.
Then we're a year into the biennium and we'll kind of see how we're doing.
Yeah.
But I think we'll keep tracking pretty well.
Well, thank you very much, Don, for.
Well, and I thank you guys for your commitment. It's I appreciate you're willing to serve the public in this form because it's, as I've known, it's not the easiest thing to be your representative. But I've done it 22 years now, so I'm getting used to it finally. Just now starting to feel comfortable.
Well, before you get up. No, I got one. And I know you.
I'm just gonna get more coffee.
Oh,
Keep
well, you
talking.
get some coffee. That's
Keep
fine.
talking.
I know you serve more than just Griggs County or whatever, but we still have some concerns on Highway 1, as being too narrow. And
I keep bringing that up every
Time.
and I know I've seen whatever, Grand Forks said that they are through the STIP, they've already projected for the next 3 years that really we aren't gonna get anything in Griggs County on Highway 1 or whatever, but
Yep.
It seems to me if we consider it an emergency where we don't have any shoulders or anything for anybody that has a truck that stops or a tractor or whatever that stops, if somebody gets killed there, that's an emergency as far as I'm concerned. And they should be able to change the STIP program to include things probably in there where they can make some adjustment on that. I just bring that up.
Yeah, I talk with Director Henke about that every year. When are we gonna get Highway 1 from Daisy to Cooper done?
Did you know just that was scheduled to be redone in 1990s? And Workhoven axed it. It was planned, it was in planning, it was all set to be let. And it was killed at that time. It has been on their agenda for a long time, but
Yeah, and why they can't make adjustments to the STIP is hard for me to understand. You have to adapt in today's world.
well, it should be.
You can't be that rigid.
It should be able to anyhow.
I agree.
So
I agree. No,
Bring that up.
I hear from a lot of farmers in this area about the narrowness of the road and the wideness of the equipment. It's not a good combination.
Well, I run semi from Benford to Pekin, and boy, I tell you, meeting trucks or farm equipment on that road is not that comfortable.
I'll have to say the DOT did listen when they were starting to put up these delineators on the roads. I reached out to Ron and I was hearing from people, obviously. Well, it was so fun to watch. I was going west of Cooper one day and I think I was out close to the curve there, short of Sutton or short of Glenfield, and they were pulling them out. There was a Bobcat coming along, yanking out those delineators all along the way. I love it. They were listening. Only on the 8-foot shoulders will they have them now. They're not putting them on the little narrow ones. So
Yeah, it's a 30-foot header, you have a 40-foot header, you have a problem, you have no place to go.
So anyway,
Anyway.
thank you guys for
Well,
having me though. It was fun.
Thank you very much.
Always enjoy it. Thank you again for your service.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are you looking at, the transportation bill this next time around? I'm sure there's a lot of competing thoughts on that, but, with the prairie dog coming back so much to the counties, before they had that you know, I like the grants that fund to right, we are pretty good at winning them. And like, it was a nice transformational project, we kind of heard where replace the sidewalks and everything, but.
Yeah.
You know, it ended up being like a $2.5 million project that could have gone, you know, 15 miles down the road with mill and overlay.
Sure.
County pavements that really need it, but the Prairie Dog gave the counties a lot more flexibility to do
Yep.
what was needed rather than just the stuff that's nice, you know.
Right,
And
and,
the grants are, I suppose, popular, but they don't give you the flexibility to do what needs to be done to maintain what we have.
and it doesn't give you the certainty of a certain amount. I mean, they give you certainty on funding, but it's a lower amount now. You know,
Yeah, I mean, just with working with Griggs and Nelson and Ramsey, it's Elner County is out of Devils Lake. Our office up there. I mean, Ramsey and Nelson especially have, you know, pavements that need some work and
Yeah.
having and they don't compete well for grants because everybody has pavements that are in poor shape.
yeah, Yeah.
So having the Prairie Dog increased would make a big difference for rural counties, just like Griggs and Nelson.
Don, one of the concerns that you said that you had, that there was a Prairie Dog was townships and counties that had a pile of money. Why not do similar to the grant program and just say if you have an account balance of certain percent or a certain number, you're not gonna receive the Prairie Dog funds.
yeah, you could do that. Well, you could try to do that.
Because I think the townships to receive any of this flex funding money, you have to have under $100,000 in your road fund. So why not do that instead of limit the Prairie Dog?
Yeah, could do that. I suppose what could happen there is, you could have some townships spending their money frivolously to get their balance down.
Well, that
So they qualified.
but that kind of almost happened in the counties too. I mean, there was one point when Prairie Dog where you had to spend money and you're looking for projects that probably weren't a priority, but you had to get rid of that money.
Yeah, so that's the other side of it. Wayne was thinking, okay, now we could put some more gravel on that road. Doesn't need it, but we could put some more gravel on it. Yeah, so that's when you're using those fund balances, that's the other side of it, is that they'll throw money away just so they can qualify for some more.
The problem is when we were getting the 900,000 for 2 years, still wasn't enough to do. It's like the Hanover project, it was over
Yep.
$2 million to do that, which we wouldn't have done if we didn't have the funds. But we've got some places where we need to do it. It's a little dangerous and we had a chance to do it in 2020. Did the emergency grade raise and stuff. But got put together narrow and steep slopes and when intended.
Yep.
We applied for safety funds, we applied for flexible transportation funds. So far it hasn't been selected.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be over 2 million again. Well, we had 900 and we got 835 million basically, I think. From now on, it's gonna be less. Because a lot of the money is going into the grants.
Yep.
It's repetitive and like, you're gonna get the money to where all the population is in the.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that completely. It was, as I mentioned, that transportation bill this time was were very contentious between. Yep. No, I understand.
Well, they got so many areas they gotta spend, I mean, different piles, right? Safety, you put so much money, I mean, I was so much into maintenance, so much into new construction, so much into safe, I mean, yeah, they split that all up, don't they, into different areas?
Oh, you mean
The highway.
the state? Yeah, I think their federal funding comes in those types of
Yeah, that's-
segments, so they have to
Spend in those.
spend in those areas, yeah. But if there's any time you want any information, I'd be interested to see how you turn out with Verizon though, if you keep me in the loop there, because
Working on that.
I would imagine they'll check with me every now and then to see if something's being resolved, and if you could just keep me in the loop on that.
I
that'd
will.
be-
I appreciate all your time on helping out with that too.
Yeah, no, that was.
Thank you for
that
the
was-
information.
that was
Appreciate
great.
it.
I'll come anytime.
Okay,
Are you gonna talk about something good now? Should I stick around?
well, we have Leslie next.
We're hiring a county agent, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so our next,
That's a very important role too.
our next speaker is, or next person is
That extension's
extension Leslie from NDSU.
Dr. Hardy,
Have a seat,
Dr.
Leslie.
Hardy would be all about this.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, it was good to visit with all you guys. Thanks for the invite. Welcome back anytime.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to talk to you about extension and looking to you guys to see if you would like to continue your partnership with us to hire a new extension agent in the county. I know that Elizabeth Hatzenwinkle had provided her letter of resignation to the board,
Accepted it.
and you guys have accepted it. Her last day is November 26th. And I'm here today to ask for your continued support and a motion to be able to have us hire a full-time ag and natural resources agent with the county. Lauren, you're new. I haven't met you yet. So
Okay.
I work as the East District Director. I supervise like 13 counties in the eastern quarter of the state. So
Where's the split?
the west side of this county, actually.
Oh, no,
So,
fine.
and then all the way up to Cavalier County. My office is in Langdon. I'm a farm person on the side, and now I get to be a district director here. Been with
Okay.
Extension for about 20 years. And the way this position works is the county provides 50% of the salary. We provide the other 50% of the salary and state benefits. The county also provides operating and administrative assistant for the position. So with that, I was just wondering if anyone has any questions about the position or what we do.
So in order to advertise again to fill her position, we need to make a motion to be like, yes, let's fill the position. Is that?
Yep, yes, that I can request to recruit to hire.
I will make the motion to recruit to hire and fill the position in Griggs County.
I'll second it.
Motion by Edlin to go ahead and get another county agent in. Second by Lauren. Rod, or I should say,
Yeah.
okay, you're gonna
Any
say,
discussion?
any discussion, that's the next thing, yeah. Okay, Rod, any questions? Looks good?
No, it looks good. Yep.
Okay. So anyway, one more time, any discussion? Okay. Well, we have to do a voice vote on this one or not? I suppose we should. Yeah, we better.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do a voice vote on this one. All in favor, Zorn,
I,
Edlin,
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
aye.
Yes.
And Tranby votes aye too, so motion
Okay.
carried.
All right, thank you very much. I will come back to visit with you guys if we have a candidate and go through salary with you guys for approval
Okay.
before an official hire would be made.
Your name and,
Yep, Leslie
card.
Lubenow. I
okay.
will look for, I don't know.
And you're from what, Langdon?
Langdon, yeah. All right, thank you. I think I'm getting towards the end of your meeting, I hope so.
Yeah, that was- thanks for sitting through all the rest of it, but appreciate it there,
Yeah.
so.
You work in our county office up there?
I used to, actually, I started in Findlay.
Yeah,
And
no.
then I went to Cavalier, and now I have my office is at the Research Center in Langdon.
Okay.
Yeah. And my title is East District Director.
Well, thank you, Leslie.
You're
Appreciate
welcome. Thank you
So-
very much.
Yes.
So next up is Wayne.
Okay.
You and Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Let's see what we have. I see in the packet, there's something for the sign here. What is this?
And I've got the yearly maintenance certification.
Okay. that's
Wayne,
what I
can we have
thought.
you come down to the, you guys come
Yeah,
on down?
Down to the end.
We pull a chair down for,
Oh, that's right.
We have our yearly maintenance agreement with the state to swear that we're taking care of our federal aid roads. We do it every year. You know, and of course, we are taking care of them because we did a chip seal this summer and rebuilding some in Hannaford, so.
And a side note, I drove the Hannaford one the other day and it's really nice.
It is
To the
nice.
town, especially all the way up to the fertilizer plant, you know, it's really nice.
It's got to be signed by the state's attorney, county auditor, and the chairman. The Board of Commissioners. All federal aid highway projects have been inspected and are being maintained in good and safe condition for general public use. Maintenance is in accordance with the North Dakota Department of Transportation construction and maintenance agreements.
So you need a motion then from us?
Yeah.
Okay, with the yearly maintenance project or certification. You have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Zorn to make the certification. Do we have a second?
I'll second it. I
Ellison,
was waiting.
Ellison seconds it. Any discussion? Any discussion? One last time, any discussion? We don't need a voice vote, do we? I'm just, yes, no. So all in favor of improving it, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Pose same sign, motion carried.
Guess I'm supposed to sign it too.
Okay. Okay.
So I will start out.
You start out there.
Second.
I know.
And,
Oh, you want
Sit there, like
to take
I'm
over?
not the county engineer.
Sure, I guess the only thing I had, was a Hannaford project. There's a couple spots that we're gonna ask Border States to come in and grind. The joints were a little rough on right by the water tower on both lanes.
Okay.
So that would be the only like punch list style item that I would, that I noticed anyway. Wayne actually brought that up. So we just sent the pictures and stuff to them just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I was out there last week and it looks like the slope is probably getting a little better. Whether it's the weather, cause it was kind of tufted up from the grass mixed in with the dirt and they're trying to backfill it into slope.
Yeah, up next to the shoulders, it was pretty good, but there were a couple of sod clumps out there that they'll have them take care of as well. Budget wise, it came in good though, and they addressed all the minor issues along the way that we brought up, so they're pretty decent to work with. And the bridge won't start till May, and the chip seal's done, so I think that's all we had going currently. Do want to apply for that special road fund.
Yeah.
For County 2.
Going into
Into Red Willow.
Going into Red Willow.
Red Willow, yeah.
Yep,
Jamie.
and I think you guys already made a motion to apply for that though, so.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah, pretty sure. So I think that's good to go.
That is. There.
Am I got to sign this in Sam's place?
Wait till
Or
Sam
wait
gets
till
those
he-
signs back.
That's what I was thinking. Just wanted to make sure.
I guess on that open cut through the highways, I guess which road were they looking at crossing with that?
That's a Sutton Road, right?
That's 3,
Yeah.
that's the pavement,
Yeah.
and then 9
Okay,
and 22. They're both gravel.
okay. I mean, typically on the gravel roads, we don't worry about them too much being open cut. It's just with the pavement, you end up always with a
Boom.
bump
Or seven.
or a dip.
Okay.
If you do decide to allow, like, I guess what they do in Ramsey County is if it's carrying water or liquid, they typically require boring under the pavement and then casing. Where they have a carrier pipe that if the inside pipe breaks, that it doesn't wash out the road. If you do require boring, I guess I would suggest that. I don't know if you need a policy in place to justify it, but that's be something to consider. And then if they do allow open cut, I guess you'd want to have a good typical section to put back in, whether you spec geogrid and a foot of gravel and 5 inches of pavement or something like that, just to make sure that it's sturdy enough when they are done with it.
Well, the way they said it's supposed to be kind of gradual like that instead of, you know, like.
A 20 to 1.
Cut.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, why would?
Do they have a
Why
detail?
would the state, okay,
can't see.
open cut on Highway 1,
I don't
and
understand.
20, I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and I think it's absurd to expect counties to allow open cuts on the highways.
Yep, we
Yeah, I
always
don't know
said
why they would.
prior to this, we had that they had to be open or a board through.
And that's,
Well,
that's
how
usually
big of a pipe is it gonna be?
72 inches.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
well,
big.
that's,
It's like
all right,
12.
okay, that makes sense
It's
then.
big.
Yeah, yeah, you're not
I
gonna
have
bore
Volkswagen
that.
through.
Okay, I thought if it was 3 foot or smaller,
Oh,
that
they're,
you'd be
they're big,
able
they're only
to,
hauling 2 a semi load, they're going by our farm every day.
well. Okay, well, then open cut makes sense, cause you can't really bore something that big. I mean, not cost effectively.
Yeah, they said it was like $1 million a hole, I didn't know if they
Wow.
were actually legit or.
Yeah, no, it's,
Cause are they open cutting 281 then, or?
Must be open cutting everything, because they said 1 and 20, they're open cutting, so sounds like everything.
well, it depends how deep it is too. You know, but whether it makes sense to,
It's gonna be fairly deep.
I'm guessing 8-10 feet, isn't it, at least? Below the frost level.
well, right,
Yeah. So I think. We're gonna have to try to get some type of a contract. I haven't really seen anything where we've signed yet.
No, that's when you just, we need some work on that.
I've already sent an email out to state attorneys. For road use agreements. Yeah. So, yeah, before they get to haul, like, we have to have one of those in place because.
Yeah.
It's a lot of taxpayer money that could go under ruined roads.
I agree.
well, and what, Steele County did a few years ago when they had a wind farm going in, they did pre and post haul inspections on the roads when those were being built.
Yeah.
So then they had to put back whatever gravel was there originally.
I like for at least the paved county road, I like the mill and overlay because. You're not gonna see any impact of that the first year or two, but you'll see the impact in 3 or 4
Yeah.
years.
It's the gravel roads that are gonna get a lot wider, pushed down,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So there should be some.
Reshaping.
Yeah, reshaping, but it's gotta be measured before, like we used to do, a lot of times we've done for, if you're gonna. Like when they paved the airport here. The company had to go out and do inspections, well, the state actually had.
So can we
It's a state
require them
project.
to pay KLJ to do the inspection and the pre and post inspection? Have you ever done that before, Paul?
We have, but I guess we were working for the county. So we
Oh.
worked for, I mean, that's what I was talking about, with Steele County, is that we did the pre and post
You
haul
did,
inspections for
Okay.
them. I was only on one of the post haul ones where we just had a bit that you'd turn into the gravel, measure the depth, and then we'd measure the width and figure out whether, if there's the same quantity of gravel on that road when they were done as not, or given the amount that they needed to bring in per mile. So I think we did 3 or 4 of those for every mile, those measurements.
They said they were gonna video all the stuff, but
I would
Prior to-
rather have some scientific
I would do.
measurements. I think that we require them all to be inspected pre and post. And Griggs County be reimbursed for that expense.
Yep. And I know in Foster County, they have these designated roads, but pretty soon the trucks were going down other roads that weren't
Mhm.
designated. That's caused a lot of problem.
Well, maybe we go visit with Mike over there and see what happened.
That's the plan. Yep.
I know they're gonna meet with David Elke and Scanson,
Yep.
and it was kind of set up for this week or last.
We couldn't get it done last week.
Yeah.
They're combining. I talked to them, but just the way it went. Road grader.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you guys, Rod, road grader?
I've actually spent a lot of time calling. I've talked to Wayne last week. We visited about it. He had been in contact with them. Couple things is that they had an estimate. Wayne talked to me about it, and they had an estimate there to fix the windows on the graders. We are responsible to fix those windows, the ones that are cracked and rock chipped. They had an estimate. There was around $6,000 to fix those. And so the first question I had asked on that is, if we were to buy the blade, could we buy it with the cracked windows in it just to save money? And he's come back and he said, yeah, absolutely. So then I asked, could we fix the windows ourselves on all three blades? And he said that we could. He didn't matter who did it. I spoke with Jack at Hope Glass, and for example, like a John Deere glass window costs roughly, not every window, but Jack looked it up. And for example, if you go through John Deere, like one window, like a front window on a maintainer's $850. And Jack said he can get them for half or less than that, going through his vendor. So Jack didn't get back to me on what the cost would be. He's got the VIN numbers, and he stopped there last week to look at all the windows and to get a quote together to see what his quote would be to fix the windows. I tried again this morning to get a hold of John. There's been a lot. John, so everybody knows what happened. Jamie was our guy that came and that talked to us and took care of us. And somebody left in the company, and Jamie was promoted and took the position. And it happened right at the time when we were trying to buy these blades. And when John came into this, he found a bunch of emails and notes and stuff there. And it's been a lot for him to try and figure out what's going on. What did happen in the meantime is that RDO did pay off the finance company. So now they are RDO's equipment. How much is RDO? We've asked to purchase the blade, the one that we want, to buy it kind of on an as-is situation, to keep it as it needs tires, windows. John said that if they put tires on, they just get like OK Tire, whoever, to come out and put them on. If we get it, we can buy them through Gilbertson's and get a government discount, so we can save on the tires as well. They did run it through the shop, and they found that it's going to be on warranty, but sounds like they're done. The one that we're looking at, there's going to be $40,000 to $50,000 worth of work done to it on warranty. Some seals and some stuff that they found were bad on it or leaking. I spoke with John on Friday and asked and told him we had a meeting this morning, and asked if he could get me a price, an as-is price after warranty work. And he was working on that. And I spoke to him this morning, and he did not have that price. He did tell me that he would get me a price today, but he would not have it for me this morning. So, so as of now, I found some ways that we can save some money on it. But I do not have an actual price at this time.
First, Rod, I want to thank you so much for putting in the work and time and effort for the blades. It's beyond, over and beyond. The first question I have is that Hope Glass, do we need to replace all the windows in the blades that we returned? Is that part of our
Yes,
contract?
I don't know.
that is, yep.
Been back on lease, it typically has to be repaired. Like if you have
Okay.
if you lease a car and
Mhm.
you turn it back and it has dents or broken windows, typically you have to replace it. So
Okay.
it can have wear, but it can't have damage to it.
Okay. So
And that's a great question, because I did not know that either. And then within me calling back and forth, he did tell me, Wayne had mentioned it, that this sounded like at our last meeting, Steph, Wayne had mentioned it, that it sounded like we were going to have to fix some glass. And then with me talking with him, he come back and gave me the quote. And then that's when I asked if we could, I was originally just asking on the one, and then I asked on all three, and they said absolutely. So that's a quote that, you know, unfortunately I don't have that for you as of right now either, but I do feel that we can save a fair amount of money on that March anyway.
Yeah, because I suggest to get a quote from Hope Glass to do the repairs versus going through RDO if it's going to be cheaper.
Right.
We have to pay for it anyway, so.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yep. As far as, you know, I really don't understand. Wayne and I visit a little bit. It really seems to be taking a long time. They're trying to say that it's all everything that fell through the cracks. So why it's taken so long? You know, and I've, you know, kind of gone by the way of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I mean, I've talked to John and pretty much daily, and we're still haven't gotten an answer yet. But you know, and I do know that the 127.5 is what he paid, or is what RDO paid for it. I do know that they won't sell it back to us for as that, but to how much? That's to be seen. You know, I was trying to ask him if we could get it without sending it through appraisal. You know, I just thought if we could buy it direct, you know, and he doesn't know if he can make that happen or not. So, but I guess all we can do at this point is just wait and see. That, like I said, he did say that by the end of day today, he thought he'd have me a price. And the one thing they were waiting on is on Friday when I talked to them is that they wanted to make sure that when it went through shop, everything was going to be covered under warranty. And as of Friday, they said everything was going to be covered under warranty that they found wrong.
Good, thank you.
So
I have I've been wondering if we really need another blade. I mean, that's my.
Well, that's a good question, Lauren, you know, and I've spent quite a bit of time talking with, you know, and since we've gotten rid of the fourth blade, you know, we've got township roads that we have not in 7 years have not pulled shoulders on, you know, have not done any reclaiming at all on, you know, when you start talking.
Are we obligated to maintain the township roads? That should be a township cost. And
well, but then go to the county, our county roads that we take care of, and you know, what was the last time, Wayne, that we even, you know, because our roads are getting, you know, pushed out and flattened, you know, and you know, when the last time that anything like that of our own roads were taken care of? I mean, that I think they were talking that, you know, it was way back when Jackson was still working when Alan Jackson was still running a blade. He's been retired for a number of years. So, you know, we're trying to do the same amount of roads with 3 blades and running the same amount of hours. You know, we're slowly just getting further and further behind.
Well, I've listened to some of the township advisors, and they say as long as we're going to increase our per hour cost, they will reduce the amount of hours that they want from us. So we're not probably going to be earning any more money if that's the case. And, you know, if we're going to be limited on our budget again next year, you know, so where it comes in, how much if we got to hire, if we buy a blade, we're going to have to hire another operator, and that's going to be another $80,000. And if we take 80,000, we don't have that kind of money, especially if we're going to think about giving, you know, some kind of cost of living raise to the rest of our employees. That includes all of Wayne's employees there too. If we have to cut that all out, nobody gets any because we hire another blade operator. I just wonder the feasibility for the county or us as a county to do that. We got to think about that before we start spending that kind of money, I think.
Of course, the road department is separate from the general fund, which
It still comes out of the,
All of
still
the-
comes out of the county budget.
Raises and stuff. But yeah,
Unless you got another 80,000 in your budget to spend on an operator.
well, I don't.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's not budgeted. Isn't budgeted this year, you know?
And I don't think, I know you've mentioned that, you know, you may be able to operate it some, or you and Gary, but if you don't have enough to do between the two of you, you can spend that much time on a blade. And I don't think that's the case. I think you both have enough work without doing that.
Right, but we're trying to help the county out. and
I understand.
Better service.
Well,
But-
it's something to think about before we go ahead and make a final decision.
Well, and then are you running out of hours on the three?
That's the other problem.
They are, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I think you had it parked.
Well, if we just bought a spare one just to use, I guess I got no problem, but
I think that's the thought right now, was to buy the spare one and not look for another employee.
Cause I think Jim Anderson's already got 1,500 or not 1,500. 300 and some hours on his machine. You know, and it's this year. Because he had to, we ran out of hours on his other one, so he had to.
Earlier.
To the new one.
so we got what, 140,000 just to buy another blade and park it.
What I'm worried about, Warren, is this. We've had two really nice winters. If we get behind the 8 ball and get a bad winter, like I'm in a township officer, you know, like you are. And most of our township, no problem going with the truck, but we want the blade to open them up for us, for like our township. Well, what I just said,
I understand what you're saying. You're talking about township money. I'm talking about county
I
money.
know that, but it kind of intertwines in a way. It does. Because we get income off that too, you know. Yeah,
Well,
anyway,
anyway,
And this blade has the snow equipment and everything on it
Correct.
already, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep, yeah, everything. That's why we want to buy the ones that we're looking at, is because they're all set up. They're, you know, turnkey, ready to go. So,
But like you said, it's gotta be the right price.
correct.
right,
Wow.
exactly. You know, right now, we don't even know. I mean, if they come back with some astronomical price, I mean, it's obviously, you know, the whole idea was that, you know, that we were gonna buy it under price, but at this point, right now, I guess we just gotta wait until I get that number from them, or Wayne gets the number, and once we get that number, I guess that's when we'll make the decision, and it might not even be feasible at all. So,
I'm just,
but I would
my,
say,
just my thinking, if we're spending $200,000 and all we take back in is 60,000, it's really not economically, if we're talking about as county commissioners that we're doing things for the township, that's one thing. But if we're talking about the money, it seems to me we have a different agenda a little bit. So you
well,
got
I know
my
that the
concern.
road, you know, and that's fine. That's a good concern. I understand where you're coming from, but you know, the one thing that I've, you know, is that the maintenance that we've pulled on the roads in the last 7 years has gotten less and less every year. And, you know, just the roads are showing it.
But you're talking about hiring another operator to run that blade. That's the part. And that's gonna be, I don't know if we have the money right now to do that
I don't.
and
think
take
it's-
it out of the road fund.
I don't think right now we're talking about hiring somebody. I think it's just.
Well,
purchasing a
he's
blade.
talking about doing that
In the,
because we don't have enough operators.
in the future.
In future, yeah.
In the future, but
In
not,
the
yeah.
future.
Cause the budget is already set for
For next
next
year.
year.
Yeah,
Well,
there's nothing we can do this year. I'm not, so I haven't.
Well, I realize
it.
that.
It would help if we had that blade even for just the gravel, laying the gravel.
But somebody's gotta run it.
Yeah, Gary would stop hauling, just like I've done up in Binford when I first started. I hauled gravel all day till 3 o'clock. My blade was sitting there. I hopped in the blade and I laid the gravel till quitting time, and then next day was the same thing.
The bottom line, of the whole thing is that we're just not reaching around. We're just not doing it. you know.
Well,
The guys, I'm in a town shelter to the south here and I hear it all the time from those guys to the south, you know. You need to, you know, you're not, just what it is.
well,
Being blunt.
I'm just concerned about the county. I'm
I
not
know.
concerned about the township.
I know, but I am both, so just,
It's a county.
it's a county issue, but it's also going back to the township too.
You know, we've seen some slowing down of blading from townships and it's showing on the roads. So they want their final blading done now. Well, the grass is way in, the weeds are growing up. They don't want any windrow. Just happened in Willow and Addy Township. What do you do with it? Got that clingy
Yeah.
OSHA weed and stuff. Need to blade more often, but I can.
They gotta pay for it though.
You gotta-
I mean, they gotta ask you to do it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And now maybe they'll get more money now with the way that the prairie dog has changed over and
Wow.
there's,
We don't know
they're
that.
gonna get more gas tax. I think there's a percentage increase in that.
We don't know that yet either.
Well,
I think that's already said.
But we,
I think they've already.
but we,
started
but we do know, but we
reducing.
do know that the roads are deteriorating every year, and it's shown in the last 7 years that we have. And with the fact that when townships do call or to have a road done in there, you know, what I think the waiting time, if Jake drives by, what is it, 5 to 7 weeks before he can get back there unless he goes out of his route. And then that'll even increase when he goes and helps lay gravel, or if Jeff goes lays gravel. You know, there's a need, you know, and I'm not disputing the fact that you don't, you know, that paying for it, but in the same token, the need is there, and I'm just trying to find a cheaper way to cover the need versus buying the 4th new blade.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. I think we hit, I think we're enough for the, yeah, we got enough of this conversation for today. We'll move on. You guys are done?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Kelly, you want to
Appreciate it.
talk about your thing there, please?
Okay,
Okay.
I just have a request to travel out of state for the Priya Synopsium in Virginia. I've never requested to travel out of state before. I looked in our policy manual, I printed out. I didn't see any policy about traveling out of state, but common sense, I just thought that's something that I should bring to you all and ask for that. So this would come out of my document preservation. And the document preservation fund is a fund that is, it's strictly funded by documents that are recorded or copies that are purchased on our Endron system. So that's how that fund grows, and it can only be used for document preservation type things. So trainings, education. If my computer scanner happens to go out, I can purchase things from that fund. I think my balance right now, I think is 10 or a little over $10,000.
Will it fund commissioners to join you? 'Cause, you know, I'm thinking that this synopsis, I could get a lot out of it.
So, and I should explain, so this little form here, another recorder, this is kind of, must be something the way that they have to format things for their commissioner meetings, but I thought it was really neat, so I thought I would just change the information on top and put mine. So PRIA stands for Property Records Industry Associations, and one of the big things that's coming, well, it's not coming, it's happening right now in the world of recording is fraud. The fraud world has hit the recording bad. It's here, it's in North Dakota, it's happening all over. So that's one of the things that they're really promoting. And I do have something that I'm going to be pushing out here within the next week or two. Something that the citizens can sign up for. They can register to get alerts if there's something that gets recorded with their name on it. The only problem with that right now is it's you know, it's retroactive. I mean, it's done. Once it's recorded, it's on record. It takes a judgment from the court to remove that. So you're kind of working backwards. It's nice to have that alert, but so that's one of the things that is really big in the recording industry right now is how do we combat some of this? There are 5 other recorders that are going to go as of right now. I think that's all that have discussed going. 3 of them are from larger counties, and then 2 of the other ones are from smaller counties. Every year for my document preservation, I just put 4,000 on there that I may spend 4,000. I've historically done that. I'm not sure even what I've spent this year out of it or what my budget is, but the money is there. But like I said, I wanted your approval for that. I did ask some of the other recorders that are going if they have a policy in their manual, and one of them reached out with a copy of hers, but there are some other counties that don't have an out-of-state travel request policy. I don't know if that's something for you all to discuss, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention and not go and ask for forgiveness after. So
I am all about going to your local states conferences is one level, but going to national ones or the whole United States ones. Like I just came from the American Healthcare Association down in Las Vegas, and that was a whole new level of learning and going over things and networking with other states. This is a wonderful experience for you. You will enjoy the whole entire time.
yeah, and it's 3 days of strictly working with vendors, and it's just strictly all recorder.
And if you need another commissioner to assist you, perhaps we can budget.
need a
There is 4,000
supervisor.
in there, so.
I did put what everybody kind of estimated was that $2,700. I'm hoping to be under that. It's close to 500 to register. I think it's 450 for the registration, which is, it's not very much. It's just flight, hotels. I don't think I could get state exempt there. So I think the hotel was 159 plus taxes then.
Still-
So right now I know they started looking at flights, and I think it was around $600 one headphone. So like I said, I've never requested, I've never went.
You will enjoy it, so.
I don't know if, I mean, I can't foresee that this is something that I would continue doing, but this one looked really interesting. And like I said, there was a good group of recorders that are going, so.
I make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel for the week of February 24th, 2026 to Virginia Beach for the PREA National Winter Symposium.
I think that's something we have to do, so I'll second it.
Okay. Motion by Edlin to approve the travel expense in that, and second by Lauren. And in discussion? In discussion?
And one question, and you said you have like $4,000 that we can pull this money out of?
Yes, so it's the document preservation, and every year for my budget, I just budget that I may or may not spend $4,000, because that would cover, if a computer goes down or if my scanner goes down, this money can only be used for recorder purposes as far as training equipment, things like that. Yep. So, it's already budgeted. It's just this flat amount that I put in every year.
And really.
No, I guess I was just asking if there was money budgeted, so.
Yeah. And really with that, the
I'm on
department
here
is
too,
yours.
and this is outside of the budget levies. This isn't any levy money. This is strictly fees from the documents that Kelly gets. So
Yes, right.
it's just a 4,000. It's just like a budget number just to put it in there. But there is a larger balance than just the 4,000.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what my balance is currently right now, but it usually hangs around that 10 to 12,000. And
Okay.
it just continually grows. And I can explain real quick 2 ways that it grows. Every time a document comes in and gets recorded, $3, and this is all Century Code, $3 from that document gets put in this document preservation. And that it builds that way. And then, like I said, the other way is we have Endrin. So all of those documents that we get in, we digitize those and we upload those to Endrin. And attorneys and abstractors, or anybody really can get a subscription to Endrin. And you can search except for 3 counties in North Dakota, and people get documents. So every year, twice a year, we get a refund for those copies that people have purchased. And those are roughly around 18 to 2,000, can be more or less each year. So this document preservation is a fund that's continually growing. So,
And letting them, to go back in time, that you had, once in a while you hire somebody to help to update it, correct?
yes. So we've had just some temporary people that we've had, and they do back indexing. Christy works on back indexing, all the time when there's free time. She's always back indexing. We're back to 1973 or 4 right now, I think. Of course, we have, close to 100 years left to go, but it takes time. There's a lot of but the more that we have out there, the more that gets purchased.
And really, you don't really need our approval to do this. This is just you bringing it to us and let us be aware of it.
Right.
The motion is just for.
Right.
is
I
just
just
for
figured
us
since
to
it's
say.
out of state and it's something I've never done before, that I just wanted to
Yep.
just.
No, and I'm fine with it. I just wanted to, because I thought, I didn't understand what you said the 4,000 you had was, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a number that a few years ago, I think it was either before or after COVID, I can't remember. I had purchased a scanner one year, a large size plat scanner, because our plats were not imaged and I had no way to image them. And so I purchased that, and that was around $3,500. And I've allowed a couple other counties to bring their plats here, and they use it and scan theirs, because it's a significant cost to have some of that stuff digitized. So
If you could save one person from being defrauded, it would be worth the money as far as I'm.
yeah, we try our best. There's a lot of names that we don't see and recognize, but I did have a document just recently that, we kind of pumped the brakes on a little bit, and it just seemed, and I did end up calling the law firm and, asking a few questions about it. Generally, when they come from a law firm, you want to trust, but, things happen. And once it's on record, people are taking mortgages out on other individuals' property. And there's a lot of things that we as recorders, we can't do. I can't question every document. I can't call these individuals.
If you learn one thing, it's still worth it.
Yeah. One other thing that I know that they've discussed as far as fraud is potentially creating a system. We have Tyler Technologies that runs our document preservation program. That's our recording software. And one thing I know that they're discussing currently is having us enter information for the notaries. And the notaries then have to sign up for notifications. So if, if Emily notarizes a document, we index that document, we put her information, she would get an alert. Again, the document's already on, but then she could say, hey, that's not a document that because that's what's happening, is there's a lot of fraud notary because documents have to be notarized. So, and we see notaries from all over. We see notaries from Canada. So again, just all of the information that I could get. Like I said, there's, it's just a really good opportunity. So
Have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we vote on it? Oh,
Yeah. So.
Yep.
All in favor of Brett, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. And a little side note, I went to the North Dakota Association of Counties last week, and I've never been there before, but it was worth my time.
Yeah,
It really was. I was surprised,
Yep. Like Steph said it perfectly, the networking and getting to know other individuals from other counties, and this on a bigger level, getting to know what other states are doing. I know North Dakota has notoriously been a leader in a lot of the recording world. But I think it's because we do send individuals, the counties are allowing people to go.
Yeah.
So, but.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next is abatements. Sam, you on there?
Yep, I'm
Sam?
on here. Yep.
Yeah, what's I see you got 2 abatements here we got approved, is that correct?
Yep. So the
township or the city has approved those. Now they're coming back to you.
Okay.
In the past, your guys' process has always been that, you could do what the city or township does. So that's totally up to you as to what you would like to do with them.
And this is the one that we discussed earlier in the year with Broughton's.
Yeah, that's
So
correct. Yeah.
with that, I make a motion to approve the application for abatement.
Okay. Motion by Steph to approve the abatement for Broughton there.
Is that what we wanted? Is that what, has it been approved?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so I need a second then.
I'll second that.
Okay, second. Thanks, Rod. Okay, any discussion? Any discussion? One last time. Any discussion? We can just do a voice vote in this, right? Yeah. Right, Sam? Voice vote, just, or not? Sam? Hello?
It doesn't matter. Let's do a voice
Sorry,
vote just
just-
because.
I think it's okay just as, all
Okay.
ayes and nays.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Same sign opposed. Motion carried. Thank you. We got left here. We got,
And you want to do that letter?
The,
oh, you mean the,
Highway letter?
oh, yeah, hang on. We do have a letter in here. Gotta prove it here. I got a Verizon letter in here too. I should approve both of those here. Hang on. Lauren got a reply or a letter back from the state of North Dakota, right, Lauren? Why
Yeah.
don't you explain that real quick?
Well, I just wanted to respond to it and what I was talking with Don about is they're saying they couldn't do anything because their program is 3 years in advance and nothing on Highway 1 is in it. And I'm trying to say that our letter of concern for emergency is that maybe they could change their STIP program to include emergency funding for Highway 1. And that's basically it, that we're still, as the county, we're still concerned about the width of the Highway 1.
Correct.
And
You're right.
so if,
We keep squeaking,
well, that's, yeah, and that's,
basically it.
so, but the letter, if everybody can read it and see what it is, I would make a motion that we send a letter with the with the addition of correcting the misspellings.
Yes. Yeah,
There's 2 misspellings on it that need to be corrected before it's signed and sent.
okay. I have a motion from Lauren to approve the letter back to the state highway department to do a
I'll second that.
okay, second by Edlin. Let's see, any discussion? Any discussion? A long day. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carried. Thank you, guys.
It'll go to planning
Yeah, I see that.
and chief and Don, and Don's goes to Bismarck, not to local. It'll go to him as chairman.
Chairman.
Yep.
Rather than, so.
And then I also, we should prove that. We have a letter to Verizon. We finally got an address in the thing. We talked about it earlier. We have a new letter. We get new letterhead and stuff on it too. So I need to probably prove that quick too.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the Verizon letter.
Okay,
I've read that one, so.
yep. Do I have a second?
Sounds good.
I'll second that.
Okay, second by
Zorn.
Zorn. Okay, so first by Steph or Edlin, and second by Zorn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign,
Aye.
same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Did you
Okay,
find an address for that, Scott, or did you just have that email address?
you just have the email. We'll just send it that way. That's the easiest.
Sounds good.
That's good. So when you get back up to sign and figure how to get that sent to them, so. Holiday closer. Who wants to do that one?
All right, Sam, do you want me to read the letter you wrote for me, or do you want to visit since you're on? What would you prefer?
I'll just visit while I'm on. So in the past, you guys have had me send out an email to all of the employees, asking if they would be in favor of taking vacation or vacation pay or no pay. And then we close the county offices for the day after Thanksgiving. And then if Christmas falls Christmas or, I know 4th of July, we've done it for as well. If it falls on a Thursday, then, you guys have allowed us to close the offices on that Friday as well. I did send out that email address, and as far, right now, the majority vote says yes, they will take vacation or no pay to close the offices. I do want to request that you don't, make the employees take their vacation or no pay for that day, and you just grant them that day. But if you guys aren't in favor of that, they are willing to take their vacation and no pay to close the offices for those, for the day after Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas and the half a day of Christmas Eve.
Have we before in the past few years, just given them the day off when it's on a Friday? Because it's, to be honest, a Friday after holiday is completely dead. Yes. I mean, it's kind of nice for those who are traveling for holidays. You know, it's Thursday, and then they have the long weekend. It allows more planning.
I think we need, is it gonna be published in the paper?
I
closed?
can publish it in the paper. Otherwise, what we've done is we've just put it on the doors and then on our office windows as well. Just letting the public know ahead of time that this is what we're doing. And
can we put on our website too, and maybe on our Facebook page, be like, hey, heads up, we are not going to open on this date. It's, yeah.
I think it'd be appropriate to put it in the paper too. I mean,
Oh,
that's my opinion.
absolutely. Yep.
Yep, I will do that.
Try to let everybody know.
Yep.
Is that okay, Sam?
Absolutely.
So on the thing about payment or pay on the second, what are we usually doing typically on that? We've paid them or not paid them? I can't remember.
So in the past, you guys have always made the employees take their vacation or no pay. As far as the budget is concerned, those are already budgeted for to pay the employees for those days. So it doesn't make, a difference to the budget at all. But it's just up to you, I guess.
And with the road department, if it does snow, I'm sure the road department will come in and
Yes.
work.
And for those type of days, they would not be eligible for holiday pay just because we've closed the offices.
Okay, perfect.
Except for Christmas Eve. I mean,
Right,
I'm not sure on that.
right.
I guess I'm for it, but I would say that they have to take their vacation pay, that it won't be a paid day off.
Is that your motion, Rod?
No, yeah, I'll make that a motion. That's very good, Steph. Thank you.
So a motion by Zorn. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, second by Edlin. Okay. Any discussion? Any discussion?
And we haven't in the past, Sam, just giving them the day off. They've always used vacation. I just don't want to,
The president. Or
I don't want to, I'm okay.
I know we didn't last year.
You guys have not done that at all.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Okay, motion carried. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
I mean, I two-part there. We're forcing them to stay home.
Yeah.
So we're forcing them to use vacation because we're closing I go back and forth on that. However, they still have the ability to
Yeah.
stay home.
But they did vote. They did vote and said that they wanted to take their vacation time and
Right.
That's right.
and close. So
Correct.
but,
You're right.
I just did get a phone call. I jumped offline for just a minute there. Anyway, John from RDO did reach out to me and he got the number for us on that blade. And I didn't talk real long with him. I'm assuming, and that's a big word on this, is assuming that it's everything that we talked about, that it's gone through And he said that it's through the shop, and he doesn't have the total bill, but he said somewhere between 40 and 50,000 was spent on it in the shop doing warranty work. There'll be no tires on it. There will be no windshield in it, or windows. We'll have to do the windows. Anyway, they will sell it back to us for 130,000. And we are responsible for trucking it back to Cooperstown. And the only cost of the from 127.5 to 130 is that they took the blade off of it, and they will remount the blade back on it, because that was something that him and I had talked about, that I wanted the blade back on it for winging out snow. And that is the cost of just putting the blade back on the machine. So 130,000, we have to truck it back.
Okay. Can we, I'm thinking of, can we table that and have a special meeting here like next couple of days, get Josh back on this?
Absolutely. I just wanted you guys to think about that a little bit, I'd appreciate that. I want to talk to him and make sure I'm not putting words in my mouth. I want to get everything dotted, all the I's dotted. So,
yep.
But
Sounds
anyway,
good.
that is the number right now, is 130,000.
Okay. Thanks, Rod, for that, doing the work.
You bet.
So, old courthouse, new courthouse. You have a little thing to talk to us about, Chad?
Yes,
Sit over
guys-
here, Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
Oh,
I just can't hear you. Well, they can hear you. I'm not that good.
You guys, donated the one air conditioning out of the old courthouse to the movie theater.
Correct.
And they got a hold of, Brian Hansen, and he come and talked to me the other day, and he would like to wait till spring to take it out when it's warmer, because we're gonna have to then we'll have to get some kind of teleboom or something to carry it off the roof, because I'm not carrying it down a ladder. But I think you guys should, when Brian's here to take the one out that you donated, because that would be on their costs, movie theater, correct?
Yeah.
I think we should see what he'll charge us to take the other two. I think it's only 3 of them there. Get them all unhooked the proper way, so then we can sell them.
Yeah, right now they're deteriorating the longer they sit up there.
Yep, and he said, what he told me is if we had the power on, he can pump all the Freon back into the machine, into the unit. Otherwise, if we cut the lines, then he's got to vacuum all the Freon out, because you can't just let it go.
No.
And then we got to carry all that stuff in. So there's no power in there now. I don't know if you guys got just breakers flipped. I don't know.
No idea.
I'm not sure. on that
There
either.
was power in that. There was power, and there wasn't there, Tramby, when we went in there.
It's not now.
Maybe not now. There was, that's right, because I went through, I hit some light switches. That's right. They were working.
Yeah, 'cause
You're right, Lorad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So,
In the basement, some were working. That's right.
Maybe in the building, there's some breakers that are turned off.
That's what I mean. I think the
Yeah.
power's to the main box.
Yeah.
They just flipped the main box. The power's to the building, just not coming after the box.
Okay.
I'm thinking. I wasn't gonna mess with it, so, but I think we do it in the spring and it's nicer. And I don't know if I can get somebody to help me lift them down. We don't have to, per se, hire Brian to help take them off the walls. He can just do whatever he needs to do, cut the lines.
Sure.
Taking them down, it can't be that hard. I've never did one, but that's what I was just gonna bring to your attention, and we'll just let the movie theater know and let Brian know what's going on, so he can get it planned to fit it in the spring when it's a little nicer.
Great.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay.
So we'll just keep it in the loop. Give us some.
Yep,
so-
yep. I'll talk to him and see what he'll charge us to unhook the other 2, because I don't know which one they're taking, because one's a multiple unit
Okay.
one. So one will run 2 units and the other ones are singles. So I don't know which one they're getting.
Whatever.
It's a good deal for at least they're going to good use.
Yes, because the theater does need it.
They do.
Yep.
So it's good.
It's
deal.
right,
just-
and I agree with Chad that we get them down, so that because they're just sitting up there not doing anything. They'd be, do you guys, the museum has got air conditioning in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Actually, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I did. Okay. I was just trying to think of somewhere else it could, one of the other ones could go, but
I'll climb up on
So-
that room of the old social service entry there and make sure that's not falling through the roof, so don't fall down this winter and destroy it. So I'll see what that looks like and get that kind of safer.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks, Chad.
Thank
for
you.
doing that.
Thank you.
Everything
Uh,
else going well with,
Yeah.
everything's going?
Everything seems to be going.
They-
Nobody's complaining to me about nothing, so
Good.
I must
They-
be taking care of their expectations.
Their yard looks great, all, you know, with the cleanup and the tree trimming
Thank
and,
you.
so I appreciate that. I seen you up here some evenings and stuff, so. Yes, thank you. This was a very good decision to bring you in.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is. Okay, future business. You have anything to add? Anybody? I don't think right now.
Just what we,
Discussed before.
Yep.
just, we'll be talking about this blade and go from
Correct.
there.
Yep.
we should have a special meeting the next couple of days,
Yep.
if you guys don't mind that.
Yeah,
I
that's fine.
And then,
appreciate,
and then Garrison will be back on the agenda for the 24th, is that correct?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, we'll have to do some legwork on that, so. yeah.
yes, and they were okay. They weren't
I don't
expecting
know.
us to sign everything today.
Is there any rush for a special meeting on that blade? I mean,
Uh,
or can you just leave it for the next meeting?
Well, I would like to have
I'd like
everything,
to have it the next few days, actually, and so.
then that way if we can make sure we can fit in the 2025 budget while we're still in the fiscal year, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
With Garrison, I don't think their expectations was for us to sign everything today, so I think
No.
they were fine with
No.
us reviewing
Yeah, I think so.
paperwork and such.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, it was great.
We have some, yeah, we're gonna have to do some work on that. I can see that already. It's just. Yeah, I'll take the lead on that one. I just haven't got that for you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Just a reminder that your guys' tax sale is November 18th, at 10:30 in the morning. And that
remind
is,
us,
Yes, I can.
please remind us,
What's
That-
that?
tax sale.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so, yeah, remind us on that one. So, okay, now for my favorite time of the meeting.
I'll make a motion to to call the
Adjourn.
meeting. Adjourn the
I'll
meeting.
I'll second.
Second by Steph. Any quick discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
same sign. Motion carried. So the next meeting is, we adjourned at 11:51. And next regular scheduled meeting is, this is wrong, it says January, but what is it, 2 weeks from now? What is that, guys? That's 2
That'd
weeks.
be the
24th,
24th, yeah, the 24th at 9:30 in this room.
and a special meeting on the 18th.
Correct, yeah.
What time is the special meeting, the 18th?
What time is that?
10:30.
Tax sale.
10:30?
10:30? Okay, thanks, Sam.
Special meeting. It'll be a special.
Oh, we got it.
Any, let's do it then.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
off.